Oh, by the way, this is 6 to 8 minutes. Just to let you know. Sometimes when I usually spend my free time watching movies and you see these people in all these traumatic events, like people stalking them, chasing them, trying to kill them. I used to, and even in the news sometimes, you find dead bodies somewhere where you wouldn't expect, especially here in Newfoundland. And I used to think, I'm so lucky, nothing like that will ever happen to me. And one thing was that I was probably wrong, because it all started back in July, just last July, in summer. And I was hanging around with my best friend, and she said, I have this friend I want you to meet. He's a really nice guy, and he wants to meet you because I've been talking to him about you all the time, and he wanted to meet you. And I said, okay, that's good enough with me. I went and met this guy, and I find out he's like this 38-year-old man, and he kind of looks scary looking. And so the first thing I thought in my mind was, this guy convict or something? Because this guy, when you look into his eyes, it looks like he wants to kill you, even though that's not his intention. But afterwards, I added him to my Facebook account and emailed him back and forth until I got these weirdo phone calls. He was calling me midnight when I'm about to go to sleep, and I was just wondering, how did he get my number? So I had to ask, how did you get my number? He said, your friend gave it to me. And I was just, okay, whatever. So I started talking to him. But then he started rambling on with all these very, very inappropriate things. Like, I don't think I can say it here, but the things that perverts would probably say. And I kind of didn't like that, so I hung up on him. And then he called back again, and I said, Mom, answer that. It's that guy again that I told you about, because I was after been telling her right after. So she told Mom. She said, if you ever talk to my son like that again, I'll call the cops on you. 2 days later, I was at my the Skills Link program at the Murphy Center Career Services. And I was on my break. I looked on my Facebook and I found a message. A very, very disturbing message that I have never seen in my life. Which was, he had a lot of profane language in it. He's basically telling me to screw my brother, and my mom's an idiot, and he's going to do something about it the next time he gets threatened. So I kind of got upset. And it was very hard to talk about it to the coordinator when she would ask me what was going on. But I explained it to her. I told her that this guy is giving me these threatening emails. All she told me was that it would blow off. It's just a little threat. He's just mad because my parents told him off. But it didn't stop there. I roamed around the village and went home, found another message. And he says, I have been watching you in the village today, and I'm trying to get my opportunity to get you whenever I can possible for what you did. You told your parents. So I was even more frustrated, and my mouth was quivering, my eyes welled up with tears, scared to death that I'd probably be dead sooner or later. So the next thing I did is I went to the cops. And when I went to the RNC station, they gave me a little handheld alarm that you just put in your pocket, and when you call up on it, it makes this really loud noise to catch people's attention, because then you'll have witnesses. And there's also a special chip implanted into it, where once it goes off, the police are notified. They're there. So I used to have that in my pocket at all times. And again, I went to the village the next day, all confident, thinking I was protected. But I really wasn't, because I was a bit stupid, and I left my alarm in the bathroom. And this guy approached me, and I knew exactly what he looked like because I met him before. I was scared to death. And first he was just rambling on about how my parents told him off. And then he said, well, I feel like hurting you so bad, it's not even funny, he said. I'm so angry at you. And I was just backing away and telling him to leave me alone, but he just kept coming forward with his fist in front of my face. And he used to come up like this in front of at least 100 people in the village mall. First thing I saw was some missus was scared and she called the police. And then not even 10 minutes later, the police were there, but he was gone, because he knew that the police were called. So I had questioning. I went and told him everything. I told him exactly what direction he went to. And then I actually did my research. I found his address and his telephone number, but the police contacted him, trying to get to his house. There was nobody there. So I was still scared. And then later on he says, I know where you live because your profile tells me your actual address. And at midnight I heard a knock on my door. I would not get out of bed. The first thing my mom did was call the cops again. And we never answered the door. He just kept hitting on the window and there was cracks going through it. So the police came and he never knew, and he finally arrested him. Put his hands behind his back, put the cuffs on him, and put him in that car. I was very, very relieved that he was caught. Because the next thing, he might have went to the next step and probably put a knife to my face, or maybe slit my throat and kill me. But it was prevented all because he didn't know, and my parents were there to help me for once. So I was pretty grateful and lucky. So my advice is, before I end, when you're on Facebook with your profile, be careful on who sees your profile, especially when you got your address on it. If I were you, I would keep your profile as friends view only.